Hello everyone! Welcome back to Nice to Sew channel. In this video, you will learn the layouting, pinning, cutting, and marking of pajama. Here are the tools and materials needed. Shears, tracing wheel together with tracing paper or carbon paper, pins, tailor's chalk, ruler, and fabric. In this project, you need 2-yard cotton fabric, 60 width for medium size. You have to wash, partially dry, and iron the fabric as a shrink method for cotton fabric. In Tagalog language, pagpapaurong sa tela, kailangan munang labhan, bahagyang patuyuin at plansahin ang tela para hindi mangulubot kapag nilabhan ang finished project. Now we're ready for layouting. What is pattern layout? The arrangement of pattern pieces on cloth. Here are the guidelines in laying out pattern pieces. One is, make sure you have all the necessary pattern pieces. These are the pajama pants, the back and front pattern, the sleeve, and the collar. The next one is, identify the right side of the fabric. This is the wrong side, and this is the right side of the fabric, which is brighter than the wrong side. The next one is, you must fold the fabric wrong side out if you will be doing your seam allowances on the cloth. Pero kung naglagay na kayo ng seam allowance sa pattern nyo, pwede nyong i-fold ang tela na ang right side ang nakalabas. Tiyakin lang na sa wrong side ng tela ka maglalagay ng markings. The next guideline is spread the folded material straight and smooth on the table and examine if the material is of grain. But as you can see, it is puckered or kulubot. Kaya kailangan nating tanggalin itong part na ito by cutting on the selvages. Ang gugupitin nyo yung punch hole. Yan, para malapat natin ito ng straight and smooth. And to make the fabric on grain, square out the cut edges. And then cut. Now the fabric is on grain and lay this straight on the table. Lay out the big pieces before the small pieces. Make a trial layout before pinning. Place pattern near each other and check if layout follow the grain of the cloth. Here are the guidelines when pinning pattern pieces on the cloth. Place one hand on the cloth to keep it in place and guide the pins through the fabric using the other hand. Do not lift the material or put your hand under it to prevent it from shifting. In short Tagalog, huwag niyong angatin ng tela. Place pins diagonally in corners and perpendicular to the seam lines. Place the pins with an interval of 6 inches or 13 to 15 centimeters to keep the pattern in place. Put pins closer on curved edges. Now let's check on if we put pins completely inside the cutting. Wala dapat nakalabas na dulo ng pin sa pattern para paggupit hindi ma-damage ang shears. Now it's time for cutting the fabric. Here are the guidelines in cutting the fabric. Use sharp shears in cutting. Gamitin lang ito sa paggupit ng tela para maiwasan itong pumurol. Start cutting the wide pattern area to narrow. Do not lift the fabric while cutting. Place your one hand on the fabric to hold it in place. After cutting each part, put it aside and do not remove the pins. You will use them in marking the fabric. Remember, in cutting the straight and the curved edges, use long even stroke in cutting the straight edges and short even stroke in cutting the curved edges. In Tagalog, maliit na buka ng gunting sa curved edges at malaking buka ng gunting sa straight edges. Cut exactly on the cutting line so that the fabric will be the same size as the pattern. Tandaan, kapag hindi pantay ang gupit mo sa tela, pwedeng lumaki o lumiit ang sukat. Do not pull the fabric while cutting. Walk around the table as you cut the fabric. After cutting, collect and tie the scrap fabric. Now, let's cut the notches. The last part is transfer markings on the fabric. Here are the guidelines in transferring. The first one is transfer pins on the inner side of the material. Then spread out a Manila paper or cardboard under the material to keep the table free from marks. This is the wrong side of the fabric o likuran, harapan or right side. Dito tayo maglalagay sa wrong side. Fold the carbon paper in half and place the marking side on the wrong side of the fabric. Run the tracing wheel with the slight pressure. Move the carbon paper on all seam lines and other marks that need to be transferred. Use ruler as a guide in tracing straight edges. What if you don't have carbon and tracing wheel? You can use tailor's chalk aided with ruler. Let's trace the curved part. This is how I trace the dart. Thanks for watching.